Hey actors, I'm going to try to make this a quick video for you guys, and today's video is going to be about how what things that you can do to improve your skills as an actor. So I focus a lot on story, or my approach now to acting is it's all about the story. It's all about storytelling. Was before when I first started in my career, I was like, oh, what do my agents want? What does casting want? What do I need to do blah 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 blah. But as I progressed in my career and I've stuck it out, I realized like it's never been about me. It's about the story. And we as actors sometimes sweat the small stuff like, oh, what color is my backdrop? Or I have a piece of lint on my shirt or whatever, in my self tape. It's just a lot of times we just sweat the small stuff, and I realize it's not about that. It's about the story. Are we telling a story? I recommend you guys follow Audrey Helps Actors on Instagram because she posts a lot of people who book, and you'll see that a lot of times people like there was one girl who booked who had she was filming like in between like her living room and her and the wall, so it wasn't like a clear background, and then there was like a shadow, so the lighting wasn't great, but she booked the part because her acting was so good, and her like wardrobe like kind of hinted to what the role she was going out for. So at the end of the day, I say that to say we sweat the small stuff so much, but it's all about serving the story and doing whatever you need to do to feel like the character, feel like you're in that world, and serve the story and feel connected to the story. So, things that you could do to become a world class actor. Reading fiction. Reading fiction helps a lot with storytelling, with learning story structure, with learning, plot, and learning just like themes, and putting yourself in if it's first person, third person, whatever. It just helps a lot with storytelling. Fiction. I've been reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. If you know, you know. Sarah J. Maas is incredible. I'm about to start the Throne of Glass series, um, I love reading like a lot of rom-coms, but I would encourage like for the type of roles that you go out for or the type of shows or themes, try reading more fiction in that genre. So like I go out for like a lot of cops and detectives, so I should probably start reading a lot more like criminal investigative investigation books, mystery books like where detectives and police are involved, that kind of stuff. So that's what I would say, is read fiction, whether it be short stories online, whether it be listening to audiobooks, reading a physical book, even watching like TV and movies. I'll get to that later, but read fiction just because it's going to help with focusing on the story structure and storytelling as well. But yeah, and that's what I have written down. Is you are going to be studying writing and story structure, and you're going to get your mind is going to go into the mind of the writer, if that makes sense. So another thing that a lot of people I used to be this actor, if I'm being honest with you, so I'm not like judging you for it, but I'm surprised how many actors I run into that don't watch TV or film. And I'm like, you're an actor, so you must go to the theater a lot. And they're like, no. Okay. Can even for like 30 minutes to an hour a day, it's to watch TV, especially stuff that is filming in your area that you could be going out for, or shows that you think you could be in. But definitely like watch TV and watch movies, and you're gonna learn a lot from watching TV and movies. You're going to learn a lot about just, especially if you've already worked on set, you're going to learn a lot about. I can't watch TV anymore the same because I'm like, oh, I wonder where that camera's headed or the camera angle is, where that lighting is coming from. Like, okay, like the eye line here, she must not be looking at the person. And then the editing, they messed up, this, whatever. So the continuity. So the TV watching experience for me has completely changed since becoming an actor. But by watching TV and film, you're studying genre, you're studying technicality of it, you're studying the storytelling, you're studying the network, you're studying wardrobe choices, you're studying your market, you're studying your casting. There's so much growth that comes from watching TV and film that I encourage you guys. Like, once you watch a show on ABC versus something on Fox versus something on the CW versus something on HBO Max, like the CW has a lot of attractive people with like, and a lot of like angsty teenage stories from what I've seen, like Riverdale and Stargirl, whatever. But then Stargirl was on the CW, I think. But then you switch over to HBO Max and it's like risque, like not Game of Thrones. Yeah, no, Game of Thrones, like risque, very, serious, raw, euphoria, all this stuff. So it's really important that you guys study TV and film, because you need to know what you'll be working in. Post editing lady here. So, one important thing that I left out of this video is I highly 1000% encourage you guys to study screenwriting. This should have been left in the story part of this video where I'm talking about, learning the story, watching TV, and all of that stuff. But guys, within the last year or two, I've really started focusing on learning screenwriting because I do want to start writing my own stuff and ultimately directing as well. And I am learning so much about story structure. I am learning so much about, just archetypes and the plot and how rom-coms are structured. Like, I'm just learning so much about story and screenwriting, and it's very insightful to learn about screenwriting because it's going to help you with your auditions. Everything matters when you receive the sides, down to like the page number, the time of day it is, down to the characters. Just getting in the mind of the screenwriter is going to help you out so much, with facilitating your auditions a lot easier, and making easier, or not easier, but making better choices. So some really great resources to start off the bat. Save the Cat. I'm rereading that book again after a couple years. Save the Cat is a really good book on the structure of film specifically, but it's really good basis for screenwriting, like really good fundamentals. There's a lot of other screenwriting books out there. Robert McGee is a big one. There's someone's Instagram that I highly encourage you guys go follow right now, and his name is Michael Jamin. He is a working screenwriter in Los Angeles. He's been on he does a lot of like Adult Swim and comedies and stuff like that. But he has a program that I'm going to invest in about the basics, like from A to Z when it comes to screenwriting. So it is so imperative that you guys study story, and what better way to study story than from the pros who create the stories, the minds behind the story making, and that would be studying screenwriters and learning how screenwriters work. So I highly suggest y'all don't have to like pick up on becoming a screenwriter, but definitely learn the mechanics, the techniques, the story structures of screenwriting. So I just wanted to share that because I can't believe I didn't put that in this video. All right, bye. Sometimes what I like to do as well is just watch interviews from actors that I respect. The other day I was watching an interview with Margot Robbie, and I thought that was a very insightful interview. But also, like, I'm obsessed with Bridgerton, so I've been watching like a lot of interviews with Nicola Coughlan and um, Coughlin and Luke Newton. So just seeing like their process, how they approach their scripts, and just even I'm still on the journey of discovering my own process. It's an ongoing life journey, but just seeing how other actors work is very inspirational and insightful. It just sparks something in me. So also you get to learn just like their story, how they got what part, and just you'll realize that not every journey is the same as an actor. So for some people it takes them like within the second audition they land this big part. For others it takes them like 15 years. So yeah. Another important another thing you can do to improve your technique and skills as actors, especially because 90% of our job is auditioning, and this is something I just started doing, is practicing scripts and self-taping yourself. You don't have to do it, because I know like the whole self-tape May challenge, if you guys are active on social media, like with the actor community, self-tape May is like where you do 16 tapes in like 1 month. It was created by Audrey Moore from the podcast Audrey Helps Actors. But if you want to make something more sustainable, you don't have to do like 4 times a week or whatever. You can do like once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever. But the more that you do self-tapes, because again, as I said, 90% of our job is auditioning, the more that you self-tape, the more you're going to start learning about yourself and your casting, and you're going to learn like tips and tricks with lighting and audio and your mic and camera angles and what angles work best, and where, you're going to learn so much with self-taping. And if you practice this at home, and if you practice, when you're not actively like, if you just practice on your own time without having anything due, you're going to learn a lot about the audition process. And as much as some people hate self tapes, other people love them. I'm one of those that I prefer self tape over in person 1,000,000% of the time, because I'm more control of the environment. But self-tapes are here to stay. They're not going really anywhere. So I would encourage you guys to get in the habit of practicing self-tapes. Audrey talks a lot about, like, a lot of people want to be getting 16 auditions a month, right? I remember one year I had like 30 auditions in one month. And when I tell y'all, it was chaotic. It was chaotic. My life was a mess. I ended up booking a lot that month. Well, not a lot. Like, I ended up booking 2 out of the 30 projects, but still it is a lot. So be careful what you wish for, but also be ready. And I think this is the best way to get ready and be prepared. And also, if you're in co-star world and want to start leveling up to guest star, do more guest stars and then practice that. And if you're in guest star world but want to get to series regular, practice series regular. This that and it's just a really great practice. And do all types of scripts, do all types of scenes, things that you wouldn't audition for. If you're usually like the nerd and you go out for the nerd, try going out for, like, I don't know, like the personal trainer at a gym, like the buff guy at the gym or something. Just, it's information. Everything is information. And you're going to see that there's going to be some type of characters, more than likely they're in your niche. There's some type of characters that you are able to connect with a lot easier than others. So one thing that I love to do, that if you'll catch me on here, one thing I love to do is be a reader on We Audition. It's improved my cold reading skills so much, and also I've met like so many incredible actors. I've created community. We Audition is a website. I think you pay like $12 or $13 a month. I have a promo code, so I mean, not for me, but I don't have a promo code for y'all yet. We Audition, if you watch it. They were supposed to give me a promo code because I'm an MVP on there, and they never reached out to me again. But what I was going to say is We Audition is a great way to practice cold reading skills, to meeting other actors, to seeing how other people work. It's a really great experience. But basically what We Audition is, if you can be a reader for someone, or you can hire someone or book someone to be your reader if you're self-taping or practicing, whatever. It's up to you if you want to charge. Right now I don't charge on there, but so if you're on We Audition, come find me. I would love to help you read. But I've learned a lot through watching other people's like processes, and it's a really great practice to, again, improve your cold reading technique, see what's casting out there as well, and just, your strategy as an actor. It's really good. So I would encourage you guys to sign up for We Audition and practice with other people or help other people practice. I've said this before, but basically learning new skills and languages is going to help you a lot with bringing in opportunities for you. So if you can pick up on learning another language or practicing the second language, because I know sometimes my Spanish be rusty, but learning another language, learning new skills, whether it be dance, pottery, art, a sport, my brother's been like race car driving somewhere in Georgia. I don't know, but you just never know. When your special skills are going to come in handy. I've gotten direct to casting, direct to booking opportunities because I knew a different language. I cannot talk. Also there's like a certain area in my life that I'm very like almost an expert in, that got me a role on a Netflix show. So just saying, hone in on your skills and languages. You just never, ever know. Something that a lot of actors also forget, and I don't know if it's because of hustle culture. The sun just went down, y'all. But I don't know if it's because of hustle culture in this country, but you gotta live your life too. The industry isn't going anywhere. This is just a gentle reminder. Live your life, because we're actors and we use our bodies and our emotions as our instrument. So we're too busy working, trying to grant cordon 10x everything, but that's not sustainable and it's unhealthy. And also, how is that helping your instrument as an actor? Live your life. Go on that vacation. Go spend time with your friends. Go try new things, whatever it is. Just live your life. Go find love. Go do what you got to do. But just, this is all helping the plot, okay? Like, this is all going to help it's going to help you become a better actor, because we actors are interpreting the human experience through our vessel, which is our body and emotion. So if we don't have anything to get inspired from because we're working all the time, then where's the fun in that, So don't forget to live your life. It's going to help your acting career a lot. It's also going to help your mental health a lot, because sometimes actors, we tend to want to control everything in our career, but a lot of this acting stuff, y'all, is so out of our control. We can only do what we can do that's in our control. So live your life. Also, be a continuing student. Continue your scene study. I'm starting voiceover classes soon. Continue to be a student. Nobody is ever like gets to a point where they're like, I am now an actor. Like, no, it's a continue. Even the greats are still continuously studying. Even the greats hire coaches for their films and projects that they're starring in. You are a continuing student of life as an actor. So be just, whether it be voiceover, whether it be cold reading, whether it be a business session with a coach, or I don't know, just make sure that you're continuously learning, or even learning, like I said, special skills, continue to learn dance, voice, singing, whatever. Just continuously be learning. Okay. And last but not least, just trust yourself. Trust yourself. I've learned with working with different coaches that a lot of times, especially I made this mistake a lot in the beginning, but it's good to have coaches and to look for guidance, but also know at the end of the day you have the answers. You have the answers. Not every coach has that golden ticket that's going, even though they try to name drop and promise you like a series regular if you take classes with them. Nobody has the one answer to what it takes to be a successful actor. We can argue on what it does take to be a successful actor, whatever, but then you have to define what success means, and success means it's different for everybody. So basically what I'm trying to say is just trust yourself, trust your instincts, and trust your gut, and know that you are enough. And I'm not saying that to be like corny or cliche or anything like that, but really, like, what you bring to the table, there's only one of you as an actor, one of you as a person. So trust that. Don't think that you have to be like a certain actor, perform a certain way, or perform how casting wants to be successful or to approach this role. Just follow your instincts, follow your gut, and you're going to get better with time. You will turn in bad auditions, you will also turn in great auditions, but it is part of the process. You just have to trust yourself and keep moving forward. So as far as how you can focus on authenticity, is just, again, goes back to living your life and working to be fulfilled, and also just embracing the bad times too. So that's a very like deep conversation we can have another day, but I kind of just wanted to hop on here and make this video. Okay, I've talked too long. Bye.